Be patient. You gotta be patient. You've heard me say it. I've said it in my videos before, but today I'm gonna unsay it and I'm gonna explain why you never have to be patient again when waiting for your manifestation to come in. Of course, we're never really waiting, but there is this message, this assumption that when manifesting, you have to be patient, and patience is a virtue. And today I am going to explain why, one, patience is not a virtue, and two, you never have to be patient again. We can wipe it, we can forget about it. We're going to do other things, and that's what we're going to talk about today, so stick around. This channel is dedicated to simplifying the law of assumption teachings. My name is Hedley and I am a qualified life coach specializing in the amazing law of assumption teaching. So if you would like support with changing any aspect of your reality using the law of assumption, you'll find all of my coaching details below this video or at my website youaretheone.com.au, and there you will also find access to my free course, Set Yourself Up with the Ultimate Self-Concept course, which is the ultimate story that you want to be telling. Anyway, let's get into today's video. Well, I am still adjusting to this one video a week thing that I've set up for myself. It is an adjustment because I miss you guys. I miss making these videos. I really love making these videos. But going down to one video a week has allowed me more time to do the other things. So I'm almost finished my book. This book that I'm about to finish will completely revolutionize your story with money. So I'm super excited to come out with that very soon. I'm just in the final editing stages. And I'm also working on courses and other things. So there is a lot happening behind the scenes. And I just also want to say such a huge thank you to everyone who comments on my videos and sends emails and all of that. Like, that just really makes my day, because I'm sitting here on my own in my office. You know, this is my spare room. Well, not on my own. I've got my beautiful Dora with me, but that interaction with you is really important. Just keeps like the energy moving, and your comments help me to know that I'm on the right track with what I'm sharing. So I just want to say thank you so much. They really do mean a lot. So thank you. What else? Let's just get into today's topic. Now, this idea of being patient is an assumption, and today I am going to gazump it with a gazumption, because I have said this in many of my videos, and this is very much a common teaching in manifesting, is like, when manifesting, you got to be patient. You have to be patient, and even the term patience is a virtue, we've all learned it. And yet there is this resistance to being patient. There's this like pushback on patience. It's like, we don't want to be patient. We're impatient. We want things to happen now. And of course, you do have to be living in the end of already having what it is that you want. So you are embodying and occupying that state of already having it. But then in this world and dimension of time and space, there is a gestation period. Same as when a woman is pregnant with a child, the baby has been conceived, but then there is a 9 month gestation period. And Neville goes through all of the different gestation periods with all of the different animals. I know I've done it in another video somewhere, so I won't go into it now, but there is a gestation period to manifesting. And one of the assumptions that we tell in that gestation period is to be patient. You gotta be patient. Be patient, be patient. And then, of course, we're sitting there being impatient. We don't want to be patient. I don't want to be patient. I want it now. And of course, yes, you have it now. You've got to have it now in order to have it in reality now. But I want to do away with this patience things, because I was lying in bed the other night and I don't know where it came from, but I was thinking about this idea of being patient. Maybe I was thinking that I've got to be patient. And the question that came up was, why are so many of us in resistance to being patient? We're impatient. So of course that question inspired me to look up the etymology of patience, and this is going to blow your mind, because it blew my mind. We have been using this word very unconsciously, and today we're going to do away with it. We're going to gazump it. All words carry consciousness. Remember, the words are not the answer. They are the signpost pointing awareness to where it is that you want to go. As I'm sharing this definition, I want you to think of this idea of patience that has been drilled into us, and the experience that you've had in your relationship with this idea of patience. Patience. 12th century. Quality of being willing to bear adversities. Calm endurance of misfortune. Suffering. From Old French, patience, sufferance, permission, and directly from Latin, the quality of suffering or enduring, submission, also indulgence, leniency, humility, submissiveness, submission to lust, literally, quality of suffering. I'm going to repeat that, literally, quality of suffering. All right, now that you know the original meaning of the word, which is to endure suffering, now you can understand why you may have been in resistance to this idea of being patient. If you're a patient, you are somehow experiencing adversity, you are enduring suffering or pain or discomfort, you're a patient. If you are sick, you're a patient. And it's this idea of endurance of suffering is what we have been banging up against when manifesting our ideal realities, that we somehow have to endure the current realities. And of course, suffering is experienced in current realities. So when manifesting new realities, to be patient means that you have to endure the discomfort and the unpleasantness of your current reality. Now, that's an extreme. Not all realities are uncomfortable or where we're suffering in it. But it's this idea of I want something over here, and until it comes in, I have to endure this current experience that I'm having. It's kind of like we're in this inner battle, not realizing why we're in the battle, but that's your intuition talking to you that you don't have to endure suffering. When manifesting a new reality, you don't wait for anything. In order to have it means you have to have it first in imagination. And the way to have it first in imagination and consciousness is through the engagement of your senses. And that's the point of conception. When you know you have something in consciousness, you have it. It's yours. It belongs to you. You are occupying that state. It's already done. It's finished. And then there is a gestation period before it manifests in reality. And that gestation period can be anything from an instant moment to weeks, months, maybe a year. It doesn't matter because time doesn't exist in consciousness. And if you have it in consciousness, you're not waiting. If you're waiting, then you don't have it. And that is an indication you have to go back into consciousness, into your imagination, and do some more work. Whatever it is that you have to do, whatever techniques you have to use in order to conceive that manifestation, meaning the point of conception has been made, it's done, you are pregnant with that state, and then reality is in the process of reorganizing itself to reflect it back. But nowhere in this process should you be enduring anything. We're not about enduring suffering, and you do not need to endure suffering. So I'm going to gazump this assumption that you have to be patient, and I'm going to say what I know I've said in other videos, because I wasn't aware of this at that time, is that forget being patient. You never have to be patient again, because this is not about enduring or suffering or remaining in some kind of discomfort while your reality is in the process of reflecting back this new state that you've now embodied. And patience is not a virtue. Those come from the religious interpretations of the Bible, where in order to be good means you have to endure suffering, and that is not what we're about here. However, there is that gestation period, so we are not going to be patient during that period anymore. We're going to scrap that, and instead we are going to be composed. Now, you can come up with another word that implies the maintaining of a fixed state. Now, this word composed, because I went looking for what would be the best word to replace this word of patience, and I came up with composed, because as you are in the state of having what it is that you desire in consciousness, which is not yet reflected in reality, it's called like the faith walk. So faithful might be another word where you have to remain faithful. That could be a good word if that works for you. I like composed because for me, that word just makes sense and it feels good. But feel free to find a word that works for you. It could be faithful, it could be steadfast, it could be firm, but we are not being patient anymore. So let's look at this word composed. Calm, tranquil, free from disturbance or agitation. So composed comes from the word compose, and I like this, of course, because it means to write. Then from Old French, put together, compound, adjust, arrange. It also comes back to with, together. And of course, we are composing a new reality here. It means to remain together. So to remain married to this state that you have occupied in consciousness, to remain together with it in that period where your reality has yet to reflect it back. You remain with that state in consciousness, in your imagination. I like that idea of being composed and to staying together with the state that you have married yourself to in consciousness, knowing that consciousness is the cause of reality. Whatever you're doing in consciousness must be reflected back. So as long as you remain composed and faithful to that state that you have embodied in consciousness, your reality must and will reflect it back, because that is how this works. Imagination comes first, reality comes second, but nowhere in this process do you have to be patient, unless of course you have a positive relationship with patience and you'd love patience and patience feels good. Stick with that. Suffering was the setup. We had to have something to awaken from. So we all come into the world and there is a story of suffering for all of us, because that's what we have to awaken from. It'll appear in different forms and different ways, but there is suffering for everybody. Everyone has to experience that in order to awaken to who they are from that. You do not have to endure that. The more you know this, the less you will endure it, because of course we still have amnesia. We still fall back asleep throughout the day. We forget who we are. We get triggered. We react. It's okay. We're human. We're having a human experience. But the name of the game is to catch yourself and to reduce that time between the amnesia and the waking up again, the waking up from the sleep and remembering, oh, hang on a second. I know who I am. I am the I am. And I am causing my reality based on what I'm doing in my consciousness. And what was I doing in my consciousness just that few moments ago, which seemed to have caused this spiraling in my reality? Oh yeah, that's right. I just got caught up in an old story that I wasn't aware of. And there you go. I'm that powerful. You are that powerful. And part of this is remembering who you are and knowing that in order to occupy the state, you do it first in consciousness, and then you remain composed, knowing that your reality will and must reflect it back. And in that time, you just maintain that beautiful, steadfast composure where you remain fixed and married to that state. If you have had a little internal battle with patience, that battle is over. You no longer need to endure suffering, and you are not a patient of reality. So I hope that helps, and enjoy this week remaining composed, knowing that you are powerful, you are the creators, and your reality must and will reflect back what you are commanding it with certainty. Please remember, as always, you are the amazing creators of your reality. You are the superstar of your show. You are the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie. What you assume to be true will be so. So assume the best for you, assume the best for everyone in your movie too, and you will have an amazing life. And this is my wish, my vision, and my prayer for you and for me too. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your comments. Please like and share if you wish, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.